Hello and welcome to World Civilization 2. And today we're going to look at our world leaders. And here are the three world leaders that we are doing today. If you can see it without the glare. Try and, there we go. We have number 22 is Viorica Dancila. She's a Romanian prime minister. Kolinda Grabar-Kitarovic is Croatia. She's the president. And Jacinda Ardern is New Zealand's prime minister. And you might be wondering, and you can stop the video and make sure you have those written down. And you may be wondering why they're all women, and that is a very good question because today, or this is the month of March, and that's why I have my green on, but the month of March is actually known as Female History Month or Women's History Month. So we're going to focus on some women that are world leaders. So the first person we have is from Romania, and Romania is right up here. You can see it on the map. It is above, let's see, below the Ukraine and Poland. It's right here in the yellow. Okay, so she is, Viorica Dancila is a prime minister. Yes, she's a prime minister. And they have 4 years that they're elected with no limit. So they can be elected several times. So let's take a look at her. And I want you to see a picture of her. Here she is. She's got some blonde hair. Okay. Viorica Dancila. All right, so that you can recognize her if you see her. And let's talk some more about her. She has the majority, and how that works is the majority of parliament kind of votes on the prime minister, and it's a little different than our system, but it is a democracy. She is the first woman ever to be Romania's prime minister, and she is a social Democrat party. She's the 67th prime minister of Romania. And she was an engineer. I thought that was super interesting. She was an engineer first before anything else. So that's really different. We've never had an engineer as a president, as far as I know. Okay, let's move on to the next one. The next world leader that is a female, she's a president, President Kolinda Grabar-Kitarovic. She is the first woman of Croatia to be a president. They have a 5-year term, and it's renewable one time. Let's find Croatia. Croatia up here on the map would be right about there. Okay, this is an old map, so it's not, doesn't have Croatia. Oh yeah, it does. It's right there in the orange. Sorry about that. It is right there. Okay, because this is a very old map. I wasn't exactly sure if it would be labeled clearly. So she is the first woman. She's the youngest prime minister, president. She's a president that they've ever had. They also have a prime minister, but the person who has the head of state or the power is the president, not the prime minister. And the prime minister is a man. She is the first woman. She's the youngest. She's 46. She speaks 4 languages fluently, and 3 she can understand. She has her doctorate in political science. And she's been to Harvard, Johns Hopkins, George Washington University for studying different things, and she's also won a Fulbright scholarship. So this is a very, very intelligent woman. So let's take a look at Kolinda Grabar-Kitarovic. Okay. Here she is. President Grabar-Kitarovic. Here she is. All right. She has 2 kids. One of her children is actually a figure skater, her daughter. And there are some bikini pictures. Yeah, that was controversial. Some people were upset about that. But, okay. There she is. There she is with our president. And she was just with, that's Prince Charles. Okay. I do want to kind of remind you, if President Trump was in a Speedo or in a swimsuit, I really don't think it would make a whole lot of news. And that's what's kind of interesting when you have a female leader and she's in a bikini or a two-piece, and people are making a lot of hoopla about it, because it's really kind of her. She's allowed to wear what she wants. I really just don't think that we would make a big deal if it was a man, but that's just something to throw out there. Okay, one more. This one's super interesting. Her name is Jacinda Ardern, and she is the president of New Zealand, and she is pregnant with her first child. So this is really super cool. Here she is. And she just announced she was pregnant with her first child, due in June. She's the the Prime Minister of New Zealand. New Zealand is owned by Great Britain, but they run themselves like a parliament, kind of a vote in parliament and that sort of thing. Whoever is the popular party in parliament gets to pick the prime minister. Here she is. It was interesting when she did announce that she was pregnant on the news. She said, "I'm not the first female ruler that's had a baby, and I'll do just fine." So here she is. All right, and let's talk about her for a minute. Okay, so New Zealand is over here, and it's over here southeast of Australia. And she is for the Labour Party. Usually they have elections every 3 years, but it is whoever backs it. There's not really a term limit. She's the 40th Prime Minister of New Zealand. She's the youngest and the first female. Her aunt got her into politics. She was actually in communications. She was really active in the International Union Socialist Youth, and therefore she traveled to Jordan, Israel, Algeria, and China, really to see different ideas of how to run a country. And I think that's fantastic, because we have problems in the US, and sometimes we could look to other countries to solve our problems that we can't solve ourselves, because there's so many creative ideas that we can learn from other cultures. And, they can do the same with art, things that we've learned to solve or to get better. We can so learn from other cultures. So that's amazing that she did that. She was raised Mormon, but she is not a practicing Mormon anymore. And she is pregnant and due in June. So that's really exciting. And it is, March is Women's History Month. So that's why we're studying some female leaders, world leaders. All right. Thanks very much. Have a great evening.